everyone, I'm Chavityagi, a third year BSLP student, and today I've got yet another article for you all, continuing our last week's article presentation under supervision of Dr. Rampravesh, or we call him Dr. Rampo. Very, we bring you informative discussion on different topics related to audiology and speech language pathology here on Speech Audibles. So, today I've got a very interesting research data collection in continuation of our previous year discussion on auditory brainstem implants. So, in this, I will discuss the development of auditory perception in children following auditory brainstem implants. Now, we have 64 deaf children who were up to 12-year-old getting auditory brainstem implantation done. Now, the etiology of their deafness in these children were as follows. 49 of them were having cochlear nerve aplasia, and one of them was having auditory nerve neuropathy, and eight of them were having cochlear malformation, and 3 of them were having bilateral cochlear post-meningitic ossification, and 2 of them were having neurofibromatosis type 2, and a case of bilateral cochlear fracture due to a head injury was also there. Now, the rest 35 of the children were having other sort of congenital auditory disabilities. Now, 22 children had previously having cochlear implants with no benefit. Now, 58 children were fitted with the cochlear implant. 58 children were fitted with cochlear 24 auditory brainstem implant device and 6 with metal auditory brainstem implant device. And all children followed the same rehabilitative program. Auditory perceptual abilities were evaluated on the basis of category of auditory perception scales, that is what we call as CAP scales. No children was lost to follow up, and there were no exclusions from the study. All children show significant improvement in auditory perception with implant experience. 7 children, which makes them 11% of them, were able to achieve the highest scores on CAP test. They were able to converse on the telephone within 3 years of implantation, which is a very good deal for such children. Now, 20 children of them, which makes them around 31%, achieved achieved an open set speech recognition, having CAP score of 5 or greater, and 30 of them, which makes them 46.9%, achieved a CAP scale of CAP level of 4 or greater. Of the 29 children without non-auditory disabilities, 18 of them, which makes them 62%, around 62%, achieved a CAP score of 5 or greater with auditory brainstem implant. All children showed continued improvement in auditory skills over time. The long-term result of auditory brainstem implantation revealed significant auditory benefit in most children and open set auditory recognition in many. So, in conclusion, I would say that we have been viewing benefits of auditory brainstem implants in vast majority of cases. That makes auditory brainstem implants a completely reliable solution for such candidates, and establish a great deal of value for people suffering from these conditions, and giving them a quality life experience and ability to share their sense of existence with the world. Because we have not only one example but many like this, having a successful solution, making an auditory brainstem implant a successful solution for many different people of to get their life like a normal living being, normal individual. um, we have enormous example of people or children or adults, even adults, getting auditory brainstem implants done. So similarly, I would like to give you another data or a research-based sample on or the article that I have, another article that I have, in which three children, it's we were having three children, having age of 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, and 2 years respectively, with several bilateral cochlear malformation and cochlear neuralgia. They have received an auditory brainstem implant and at this institute in the past 2 years. So the results were as following. No post-operative complications were observed to the till the date, and their recently their electrode number 21, 18, and 8 have been activated in all three children's. And the first patients and the first patient 12 months after activation had achieved good environmental sound awareness, good speech detection, and some recognition. The second children, 8 months after activation, had good environmental and sound awareness and moderate speech detection. The third patient, 1 month after activation, had obtained good environmental sound awareness. So, the development of auditory perception in children following auditory brainstem implants were, like I told you recently. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that I've shared you that a children who had environmental and speech recognition ability that he achieved in 12 months, and then the second child who have achieved sound awareness and environmental sound awareness in 8 months, and the third patient who was having follow-up after 1 month, have obtained environmental sound awareness. So it shows that it depends on an individual as well, but it depends on how good the environment he's having at his home, at his or her home, and what kind of conditions that he is living in. And the time is the main thing. The more time that is taken to understand things and to learn things naturally from the environment, will make the more natural aspects to the hearing of the individual, and receiving the most benefit out of the implant. And so the three things that I told was the time, the main thing, the individual's capability or pace of learning, and the third is the environment that is building him, and the environment that he is living, the daily environment that he is getting. So that's all for right now. Hope to see you in the next video with my another colleague or another friend. See you till then.